Gunshot spatter. A shooting may leave a distinct gunshot spatter pattern. This may be characterized by both forward spatter from an exit wound and back spatter from an entrance wound. Forward spatter generally leaves a pattern of very fine droplets characteristic of high-velocity spatter. Medium and large-sized drops of spatter may also be observed. Gotta like spatter across the paper. Cast-off spatter. A cast-off pattern is created when a blood-covered object flings blood in an arc onto a nearby surface. This kind of pattern commonly occurs when a person pulls a bloody fist or weapon back between delivering blows to a victim. The bloodstained tails will point in the direction in which the object was. Arterial spray spatter. Arterial spray spatter is created when a victim suffers an injury to a main artery or the heart. The pressure of the continuing pumping of blood causes blood to spurt out of the injured area. Commonly, the pattern shows large spurted stains for each time the heart pumps. Void patterns. A void is created when an object blocks the deposition of blood spatter onto a target surface or object. The spatter is deposited onto the object or person instead. The blank space on the surface or object may give a clue as to the size and shape of the missing object or person. Flows. Flow patterns are made by drops or large amounts of blood flowing by the pull of gravity. Flows may be formed by single drops or large volumes of blood coming from an actively bleeding wound or blood depositing on the surface from an arterial spurt. Pools. A pool of blood occurs when blood collects in a level and undisturbed place. Blood that pools on an absorbent surface may be absorbed throughout the surface in repeats, creating a pattern larger than the original pool. Contact or transfer patterns. A contact or transfer pattern is produced when an object with blood on it touches one that does not have blood on it. Example of transport with features include fingerprints, handprints, footprints, footwear prints, tool prints, and fabric prints in blood. Trail patterns. Drip trail patterns are a series of drops that are separate from other patterns, formed by blood dripping off of an object or injury. The stains form a kind of line or path usually made by the suspect after injuring or killing the victim, or they can show the movement of a wounded victim. It may simply show movement that leads to a discarded weapon or provide identification of the suspect by his or her own blood. Expirated blood patterns. A expirated blood pattern is created by blood that is expelled from the mouth or nose from an internal injury. If the blood is under great pressure, it produces a very fine high-velocity spatter. Expirated blood at low velocities produces a stained cluster with irregular edges. The presence of air bubbles in the drying drops differentiates this pattern from other blood patterns.